Hi, my name is Brian, and today we're going to dive into an ecosystem that's really designed to tackle some of the biggest headaches in modern machine building. We're talking about the Allen-Bradley Micro800 family and how it really offers a smarter way to get you from just an idea to a fully running machine. So, if you're an automation engineer, does this sound familiar? Every single project, it seems like there's more pressure. You've got to deliver faster, with more features, and yeah, for less money. It feels like you're in a constant battle against complexity. So, before we jump into the solution, let's just lay it all out there. What are the problems we're all actually facing on the ground? It's just this relentless cycle, isn't it? The market demands a faster turnaround, which means your design time has to shrink. Operations, they want maximum productivity, so your machine has to be unbelievably efficient. And you've got to somehow cram all of this into a smaller control panel, make it easier to wire, and of course, keep the costs way down. That's the tightrope every one of us is walking. So, how in the world do you solve this puzzle? Well, this is exactly where the Micro800 controller family steps in. And look, it's not just a random collection of parts. It's been designed from the ground up as a complete integrated system to tackle those exact challenges head on. Take a look at the true breadth of this ecosystem. You've got everything from the tiniest smart relays all the way up to really powerful controllers, I/O modules, and displays. The point here isn't about finding that one single perfect controller. It's about having a complete toolkit that you can use for literally any job that comes your way. Okay, let's break this down and we'll start with the hardware. If there's one key word to remember here, it's scalable. And what that means is you can start a project with one controller and then you can scale up to a more powerful model without having to scrap all your work and start from scratch. That kind of flexibility is a true game changer. And this slide just perfectly illustrates that huge range we're talking about. Over on the left, you've got the compact Micro820. It's perfect for remote automation. Think of it as a remote terminal unit, an RTU. Then on the right, you've got the Micro870, which is an absolute powerhouse for those big complex standalone machines that need a ton, and I mean a ton of I/O. 304, just let that sink in. That's the maximum number of local digital I/O points the Micro870 controller can support. For a micro PC, that is a massive amount of control, all packed into a really efficient footprint. So the real crucial part here is how that scalability actually works in practice. The Micro820, that's your go-to for remote jobs, it's embedded with Ethernet and analog I/O right there. But when you've got to tackle a truly complex machine, the Micro870 steps up to the plate. We're talking memory for up to 20,000 programming steps, and it supports up to 8 expansion I/O modules. But what's the real benefit here? It's that you can handle the entire spectrum of applications without ever having to change your control platform or learn new software. Okay, so the hardware is scalable. We get that. But how does this ecosystem actually make your day-to-day work easier? Let's get specific and look at an example from the design and build phase. Take a look at this. This is the Micro810. Now, it might look like just a simple smart relay, but trust me, it's a perfect case study in how really smart design can just slash complexity. Traditionally, you have to make a choice. You could go with a low-cost smart relay for really simple logic, or you have to step up to a full-blown micro PLC to get more power. The Micro810 basically says, why choose? It gives you the best of both worlds. You get the price point of a smart relay, but with the actual programming power of a micro PLC. And it shares the same exact software as the rest of the family. 8 amps. Remember that, because it is one of the biggest keys to how the Micro810 makes your hardware design so much simpler. That 8 amp rating on its relay outputs, it's high enough to directly drive a lot of common loads. And what does that mean for you? It means you can often get rid of those external interposing relays completely. Plus, it has up to 4 configurable analog inputs already built into the machine. The benefit is immediate and you can feel it. Fewer components to buy, a way less crowded panel, and a whole lot less time spending wiring everything up. So, we've got scalable hardware, check. We've got simplified design, check. But the real glue that holds this entire ecosystem together is the software. And this right here is it. It's called Connected Components Workbench, or CCW for short. Think of this as your single command center for the entire project. It doesn't matter if you're working with the smallest Micro810 or a fully loaded expanded Micro870. This integrated workflow is just a huge time saver. All within this one software environment, you can program your controller logic, you can simulate the entire application before you even have hardware on site, you can configure all your system devices like drives, and you can even design your panel view HMI screens. It is a completely seamless process from beginning to end. And for any of your teams that also work with the larger Rockwell automation systems, this is a massive, massive advantage. You can literally, and I do mean literally, copy and paste your ladder logic from the Studio 5000 environment, that's what's used for the higher Logix controllers, directly into CCW. And you can go the other way too. That level of code reusability saves an absolutely incredible amount of engineering time. So when you put all these pieces together, the scalable hardware, those clever design features that simplify things, and that one unified software platform, what you get is a truly smart automation solution. So let's just recap everything real quick. You're getting hardware that scales all the way from a smart relay to a controller with 304 I/O points. You're getting simplified engineering thanks to smart design that cuts down on your component count and wiring. And you get a single, unified, and free software tool to manage everything. And the result of that is exactly what every engineering team wants: shorter development time and getting your machines to market much, much faster. And that really brings us to the final question I want you to think about. When you have an integrated approach like this, one that tackles the hardware, the design, and the software all in one ecosystem, how are you going to simplify your next machine? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to Automation Nation. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below and one of our specialists will answer them. See you next time.